Good afternoon, good evening, or good morning. Welcome to A Link to the Past Randomizer. And all throughout the last week, you've been seeing some great round 1 matches. Days Cloud, we've got a round 2 match coming up here.
Yeah, these guys just couldn't wait. They just wanted to get right into this and start on these round of 32 matches right now. On the left side of the screen there, we got zelgadissan. On the right side, we got jmeasher, who have passed through their first round of the brackets, and man, here we go.
Yes, indeed. So Zelga ended up defeating MM2 Nest Cartridge in a 3-game series. In fact, what a crazy game 3 that was between Zelga and MM2 Nest Cartridge. We're not gonna, well, I guess we can kind of spoil the fact that Zelga won that race, but watch that race back. What a crazy race number 3 that was between those two. jmeasher ended up having to win 3 games over Mr. Ed, 2-1 in that best of 3 series. The winner, they get either Scottish Brave or Skelly in round number 3. I'm Adirondack Crick. Days Cloud here. What do we got for our mode?
Well, today we've got a little bit of ambrosia for anybody who's never seen this mode. I mean, I assume you've been watching other races in this tournament, but I mean, hey, you know, whatever, you do you. First thing we're going to do is, you notice we've got ourselves a sword, and the other thing is both of our runners have to pay very, very close attention to the Uncle hint, because Uncle is going to tell us exactly where our boots are today, and I think we know all of both of our runners are going to want to say that it's not in GT. Today they are on Death Mountain, so that's probably pretty good.
All right, here we go. We start over with our seed by getting some blue mail, so the ghost already turns to blue as we go through the escape sequence over here. So that means we definitely have some time to talk about everything that's going on with this regards to this tournament. What a fun first week and a half this has been of brackets as the round of 32 starts to take shape. For instance, here, this match here in game number 2 coming up here tomorrow, we could already have somebody getting into the 3rd round by the time we're done with everything tomorrow.
Huh. I mean, that's amazing that these guys, I mean, I'm not surprised. You know, people, once they get into this mode, get into this tournament, there's a lot of nerves that go into it. A lot of times you just want to kind of get it done as quickly as you possibly can. The excitement and just the nervousness all builds up because, I mean, playing in these stages of the tournament, it's nerve-wracking. It is. It's hard to do. You find, you know, just your basic execution that if you're playing a ladder siege, you don't have any problem with. All of a sudden, you start noticing some problems.
All right, so as Zelga makes the way through this escape sequence, we pretty much have 6 minutes to talk about anything we really want to talk about. So, how's it going, Days Cloud?
I mean, things are good here. Things are good here. You know, we're grabbing keys out of the chest here because we've got to do that in this mode. But you know, can't complain. It's nice early 7 a.m. for me.
Is there a mode here where we don't have to grab the keys?
Inverted key sanity and keys, because then logically the last 2 chests aren't in logic, so you might just skip it.
But you still gotta grab keys out of chests in that mode.
Okay,
just maybe not necessarily this one.
Okay, I mean, if you're gonna be like that, yes, you're right.
I mean, we could have a just straight up retro and take away all the keys.
Oh man,
that'd be really expensive.
Yeah, nobody put in retro this tournament here, so man, we're gonna have to bring that up with Synac for last time, next year, I guess. Right?
There were people asking for it. We said no.
Oh, that's too bad. We could have gotten a retrance in there or something, you know. Just really mix it up for everybody. I don't think Zelga would have minded any sort of entrance mode. I'd have been okay.
Just give me an any key, just like Top Fuel says. Just give me an any key.
An any key would work. An any key would work. That would be kind of nice there. But I mean, that's what retro is, except for, you know, the any keys costs $100 a shot, and you get that nice. Yeah, but you can't
find an any key in the dungeon like you could in level 8 of the vanilla Zelda 1.
This is true, but I mean, I can't play Zelda 1 the way you can, sir.
Anyways, let's move on here because we are getting off topic here, just like Chad is with their talk about salt and vinegar potato chips. Wait, what are we talking about here? We've got 6 minutes. Okay, we're only 3 minutes and 40 seconds through this thing. We got another 2 minutes and 20 seconds to banter.
So salt and vinegar chips then?
No, give me cheddar and sour cream.
Cheddar and sour cream is a good chip, though, but salt and vinegar, I would take a salt and vinegar chip there. I mean, that is a delicious, delicious chip. I'm losing Claire Mouse, Rick. You're gonna have to do something.
Well, I'm hoping you're not planning on doing any commentary with Clear Mouse anytime soon, because I think she's going to be rejecting your offers.
I have never done Clear Mouse commentary with Clear Mouse before.
I hope you're going to correct that statement.
Moving on.
Oh no, we've lost it now.
Anyway, so
Dark Cross coming up here. We got stuff going on here.
And to move slightly back on track here.
Still nothing to talk about.
We got bombs. That's one thing we do have to talk about. Is we did somehow pick up 6 bombs in the escape sequence here. So neither of these runners need to worry about trying to get through the back of escape without them. So we don't have a problem here.
Zelga and jmeasher, we apologize for the 6-minute interlude here. Please skip to 6 minutes on the broadcast, and we'll have actual decent commentary, okay? And Zelga won't waste a bomb.
He didn't need that bomb. Because he's going to grab another one out of these chests, right? Nope. Arrows, and an ether medallion.
I would have laughed my butt off if that was all 10 arrows.
That would have been pretty good there. You could just hit the slot machine right like that. That'd be kind of nice. All right, so finally, we're basically out of this escape sequence, and we can actually get on to the entire rest of the game.
Yes, indeed. If we can pull the lever. There we go. So now we're through the escape here. 549 for Zelga, 552 for jmeasher. Now the game opens up to us. And we'll probably head to Kakariko Village next, because all we got out of that was ether. And you can't use ether this early in the game.
Yeah, I mean, ether, and early ether is kind of nice for mini Moldorm Cave, just because you walk in, press the button, everything dies, and you walk directly to the back. You don't have to mess with, Moldorms dodging all around there, and I'm hoping our tracker today caught that, whatever the map check there was, because that was fast.
Well, look at that, because those things are lit up on our screen. We have Eastern as a pendant. We have Tower of Hera as one of our 5 and 6. Or rather, Desert's one of our 5 and 6. And Hera is one of our regular crystals, apparently. Hey, we got a glove.
Yeah, we got a glove in our triple there that Zelga went ahead and did. There is a full magic drop, so he's going to be able to check, I think, 2 levels of triple if he wants real quick here, because jmeasher did not check it the first time that he came in. Just walk outside here, take a swipe at this one bird, and then maybe go check the other one. Or Zelga's going to say, you know what, I've already got bombs. I don't need to worry about that.
I've got bombs and 52 rupees. I'm all good.
Yeah, if you got 52 rupees, you're going to be all right here. But Zelga going to make the early Ambrosia play here. This is one of those things with Ambrosia that's kind of tricky. He got that glove. He's going, okay, what if boots are just like one of the first 2 checks up on the mountain? He can get boots and just improve all of this very, very, very quickly.
Good point. And there's something about rushing the boots. Why would you want to rush the boots like this?
I mean, just having them, it improves the feeling of the game so much more.
I like walking.
You like walking? Really? Really? I don't know.
There's no greater thrill than having to use your hook shot to get around town.
Okay,
but we don't even have the hook shot yet.
I can agree with you on that. If we had the hook shot, I'd be like, you know what, maybe we don't need to push it so hard here. But yeah, having the boots is just pressing a button, and all of a sudden it's just easier to do everything in the game here. But we're going to find out whether or not he's going to get that pretty quick, as jmeasher picked up a moon pearl there out of the well, and we're going to grab a couple more items.
Hey!
Ooh, there they are. We need
We can't get those.
Yeah.
Zelga wants those 300 rupees, though.
I don't blame him. You don't necessarily know where the rupees are going to be today, and maybe you're going to want to get those already. So, good info, though, for Zelga, because he knows that right now that our boots are going to be locked behind this mirror, and unfortunately, we're going to find out here in a couple of minutes that Swamp Palace is actually a pendant today, and that the mirror is in GT.
Foreshadowing.
Just hate to throw that out there already. That's totally not going to happen. Everything will be fine. This is great. I mean, I know from talking to Zelga in the past here, this is one of his least favorite modes because he doesn't really like how it affects the routing. That he kind of says you end up making worse routing decisions in this mode than you do in like a standard open seed, because you see the boots or you see, you know, that there's one item always locked on a boss. So you just kind of like you end up doing things you shouldn't necessarily.
Like, we're seeing an example of that right there with the fact that Zelga rushed the mountain, which is not a standard play that you would make if this was a open seed.
And I think jmeasher might be doing the same thing right now, because there's no reason really for him to start at sanctuary there, outside of going up the mountain and trying his luck at where are the boots.
Like, this is why I don't know why you rush the location that the boots are quite as heavily. But I also get it that it allows you to move around the world faster if you are able to pull them.
I mean, when you get to this level too, like if your opponent has a great boots lead on you on getting them, it can be a big deal. I mean, you don't want to be last to the boots.
And that I can understand. I can definitely understand that there can be some movement advantages here. And, you know, it's unfortunate the fact that we did already go up to the mountain. But it's not a lost cause, because guess what? You have the portal that starts you up right there. So the minute you get the mirror now, you are going to go and start at the top of the mountain. And you're going to get those boots. Yeah, and then you'll do a Hera too, see if you can finish Hera.
I mean, it's really not a particular time loss to do it the way that either of these two runners are doing it. You know, I mean, it would be a little bit more efficient if you can find hookshot, if you can find mirror or mirror and hammer or something like that. Yeah, totally. More efficient to do it that way. But I mean, you're also kind of gambling that there is a more efficient way to do it. And jmeasher's got to be a little bit careful here. He got a little unlucky with these rocks. Probably is okay. Okay, yeah, the other one bounced that way.
Yeah, that last rock was the last one he was going to have to worry about.
All right, and as we get to wave hello to the boots as well, and jmeasher just going to jump directly into Spec Rock Cave here. Is probably going to be pretty, you know, not thrilled with the 300 rupees, but he's going to be like, yeah, that's fine. I'll take that. So, on the other side, Zelga is making his way down to South Shore. Going to start off at the dam. Now, decision time here for him is, do you want to go kind of swing the more traditional route, go to Mini Moldorm Cave, Ice Rod Cave area, or are you going to want to go over and make the play to the desert area and grab a Gina so you don't just kind of orphan that one check?
That's a tough one. Because it's so easy to orphan Nagina off, and we've seen it happen where it's really slowing runners down because they may gain another last location in Spear 1. But do you justify making that walk over there? Zelga says yes. I don't want to orphan in this one.
It's a sky. I almost feel like a lot of times it's kind of a qualifier safe play. Like in a qualifier, I think you see a lot of people do this sort of thing. Yeah. But in this sort of
Days Cloud, we've all been burned by Fire Rod at Agena.
Oh yeah.
In the qualifiers, we've all been burned by it. Either we get the Fire Rod and we get it early, or we are the ones who wind up losing a lot of time. Either way, we get burned by it.
I mean, and here's the thing with this is like we're gonna find out Zelda's
Thank you, game.
Rick, I got a question for you. How'd you know that?
Hold on a second. Minimal
Seriously.
Cave, 20 rupees. Tempered Sword.
Uh-huh.
Come on, 20 rupees. That's not 20. Ah, dang it. All right.
So, Rick, again, how'd you know that, bud? But either way, we got Dark World access now, and Zelga pulls out his Ether Medallion and just zaps these mini Moldorms. And looks like jmeasher is going to make his way directly into the Dark World, so say goodbye to that Fire Rod for a while.
Yeah, this is going to be unfortunate for jmeasher not to pick up that Fire Rod, because you got to think that Zelga might be heavily considering a trip to Skull Woods real fast. Map check, and we have pendants at the Palace of Darkness and Meyer Palace of Darkness green pendant, and another of our 5-6 that's at Ice Palace.
Now, I mean, jmeasher's not, I mean, skipping the Desert Cave there, skipping Agena is not like the worst thing in the world. I mean, if he lands a flute, it's gonna be one of those things where you can get back to it very quickly, but you know, we go back into efficiency here. Like, is it going to be more efficient to do that then, or is it going to be more efficient to go ahead and, you know, nail it when you have the chance early? But no flute there in Hype Cave, because I didn't see anything.
I saw nothing. I saw a whole lot to nothing there. As Zelga pulls out 50 rupees out of the cave, and it looks like Zelga is going to be making the same play on over towards Hype Cave and getting a whole lot of disappointment. And I'll tell you something, Days Cloud, that if I knew where everything was in this game, do you think I'd be sitting here commentating with you at this point?
I'm glad you are. I mean, if that's any consolation, I'm glad you're,
absolutely.
I'm glad you're here with me tonight.
Absolutely. But, I mean, We've been looking for a long time for us to actually get into the commentary booth together.
Yeah.
jmeasher going to check the digging spot, where we're going to find out anywhere between 1 and 30 digs what the item's going to be for 80 rupees. What do you think the item's going to be?
Oh man, I'm not you. Let's say bow. I got nothing. Yeah, no, that's definitely not a bow.
Let me see. Single rupee. There is no O, there is no W, and there's no B.
Yeah, that's bad. It's always nice when you spend yourself a nice 80 rupees there, and you get a grand total of 1 rupee as a reward there. So Zelga only doing Hype Cave?
Zelga only did Hype Cave. Now, you gotta remember, the big thing here that Zelga has is that Fire Rod. And we know that in Skull Woods, there is a guaranteed item behind that Fire Rod.
I mean, fair, but I'm just a little surprised that you only do Fire Rod there. And
you only did Hype Cave, rather.
Or you only, you only do Hype Cave, but then you don't go to, like, the Pyramid, you don't swing like jmeasher did to, Digging Game and Stumpy. A little surprised.
I'm guessing Zelga wants to hold off on the Stumpy digging game to not orphan off K45 if we do find the mirror. That might be his concern at this stage. And he's going to loop around at some point to get it.
I mean, I get that totally. My argument there would be, okay, why don't you just head up to Catfish then? Because, I mean, that's
true.
Not going to get faster. I don't know. It's hard. All of these sort of decisions there, I mean, I can kind of understand at some point, you know, if you've got dungeons to beat, go beat the dungeon. I mean, that's really probably the best thing you can do in a lot of the time.
Zelga's getting gibdoed here.
Yeah, they're just getting hung out to dry on these corners here, so oh well.
Anyways, for those of you who are just tuning in, the fire rod turned out to be at Agena. Zelga takes the death, which is the wise thing to do at this stage, considering down to 2 hearts. Take the refill back at start, especially since you don't have the mirror.
Yeah, once we can get that mirror, though, we can go, man, we can go ahead and grab the boots there off of Spec Rock today, because that was one of the few things we got to see immediately. With both runners having that knowledge there, they're both kind of desperately waiting for this mirror to show up and really let them start moving with a little bit of a purpose.
Yeah, but I have an idea where the mirror is going to be.
Uh-oh. What? Okay. I'm all ears.
Well, why would I tell you? That would give away the surprise.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Can't argue with that. Can't argue with that. Got to keep everybody in suspense, you know? I mean, if you do spoil that, even though, you know, he can't actually spoil it.
I could.
Are you an admin? Well, you are an admin.
Yes.
Now I'm just hopelessly confused here about exactly how many powers admins have and who I've got to talk to for this next Cross Keys tournament.
Well, I don't have powers on that tournament.
I do.
Gulp. Well, I guess we're going to be 0-8 in this Cross Keys tournament. Thanks for playing, everybody.
Everything's good here. All right, Zelga's going to jump into his moth fight here. Tempered Sword, decent amount of health here in Blue Mail, so as long as he doesn't go faceplant into spikes a couple hundred times, everything should be all right.
Well, he can only faceplant into the spike 7 times.
Hey, he didn't even get it that far there. That's one mushroom and crystal number 1 for Zelga here in just after the 21-minute mark.
Yep, jmeasher not too far behind with the crystal ability here, but this one's going to be by way of Thieves Town, which is going to be a place that Zelga's going to go to next.
Oh yeah, 100% here. I actually have not been counting items up front for jmeasher there, but probably open. We got 3 in the back there. Thank you, Clear Mouse.
Yep, and of course the guaranteed item that is going to be on the blind fight.
Wait, so did we have nothing but dungeon items up front?
Oh,
ooh, hi, Hope.
Hi there. All right, so we're still missing a compass, but we now know the compass has to be in the big chest.
Yep, and up we're going.
Well, it's guaranteed. Remember, this is Ambrosia, so it's guaranteed.
Oh yeah. Of course, right. I was slightly let myself get distracted for a second, and there we go. So we're into this nice, super fun, quick blind fight here. 9 hits with a weapon that damages blind, and gonna just kind of follow a script here on jmeasher's side, and that'll be that.
Zelga found a good bee over in Skull Woods. That was the second item.
He's gonna let go of the bee again. I know him. He's gonna let go. Oh, there's a flute. We got a flute off a blind here.
Now, if you're hoping that jmeasher gets back to Agena to get that fire rod, now you've got an easier way to get there.
So you're jmeasher at this point. What do? You're gonna save and quit, or are you gonna go check Skull Woods right now?
I think Ambrosia here makes it an even harder fate to go into Skull Woods. But if he does get that bottle out of there, that means he will have a check of Sick Kid when he's activating the flute. So 6 in one, half a dozen in the other.
Well, he's pulling out his hook shot. Gonna use this
Mirror!
to gain a
Sea House.
Oh, well, that was simple.
We're going to the mountain. Screw that flute. Well, we're gonna activate the flute now.
Activate the flute.
Screw that flute.
and then maybe go to the mountain. Yeah. Oh man, I kind of wonder. I guess Zelga's gonna have to go into. Oh no, Zelga. Oh well.
Well, Zelga doesn't have the flute, so we're gonna get those boots right now.
Yeah, no, I don't blame him. It's kind of unfortunate that he was right next to where the flute was.
And the hook shot.
And the hook shot. And instead he's gonna come on up here and grab these boots. Gonna clear Hera the slow way, because he's not gonna have the hook shot, so he won't be able to Hera pot. So I mean, he's gonna lose a good I don't know, say like 30 plus seconds on that. It's not a ton of time, but it's not. It depends where's this big key gonna be.
And this is why I'm not chasing down the boots immediately. Like, I get the idea. You want to go fast, you want to run around fast, but anyway, let's hope that the item layout here to the Tower of Hera. Yeah, that's easy.
Yeah, I mean that'll help. Let's see what this next one is here. We're gonna go.
If this is the big key, then it's really helpful. No, never mind.
It's bad.
Zelga's bye. We'll come back later.
I don't blame him. You've already seen one item. You know the other items on Moldorm there. You've got zero reason to continue with the dungeon anyway. So like, yeah, jmeasher is gonna probably finish it, but I mean, Zelga can save that until the very end of the game. It's if Moldorm doesn't have progression. That's the biggest question though. And jmeasher doesn't have an option here. He doesn't even have a fire source, so he can't get into the he can't even get into the basement here.
Man, he doesn't even care at this point.
Yep, very true. So, all right, Rick, what do you got for Moldorm up here?
Lamp. It's in logic. It is in logic.
It is in logic, that's for sure. And we got a pink boot now.
Well, it was red.
You got red. We'll give you partial credit on that one.
There's the lamp.
There's the lamp. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So you had so far you've only been able to predict things that are about to show up on Zelga's screen. I get it. There we go.
Well, if you're rooting on Zelga at this point in time, you're hoping he does not find the mitts. Otherwise, we'll be seeing how well he can do the hover. I know he can hover. It's just we know that jmeasher has the device that makes Hookshot Cave a little more in logic, but we did not get the mitts, so therefore, no worries here. jmeasher heading here, gonna get the red mail in just a moment.
Kind of hard to tell when Toad picks up red mail. It's like a slightly different shade of vest there, I guess.
Yeah, I see the red in the vest.
Yeah, there it is. So yeah, if we pick up a book there on the mountain, as we pick up a Quake out of Bonkrogs, now pick up that book, you're gonna run back for Ether Tablet, right?
Well, we didn't see Zelga do that, but Zelga has a reason to go back. Zelga's going to go see what we have on the Lumberjack Ledge, and we'll be relieved to find out that Aghanim is not going to be required this seed. And I think at this point, Zelga goes back into the Dark World and does Thieves' Town. Probably hates the fact that the hookshot's over there.
Yeah, gets that hook shot, gets the flute, and just kind of goes, okay, could have gone better, but after that, you know, he's probably just going to swing south because, like, see, what is open for us to do right now? Desert. We could head to desert. That book does open up desert.
Desert Palace, which is the big saving grace here for jmeasher, because that gets him closer to that fire rod that he could really use. But first, we're going to get that ether tablet check, which was something that Zelga didn't do.
I mean, with Tower of Hera finished on jmeasher's side, like, if he doesn't do it now, he's never coming back for it.
That's true. And jmeasher, out of the ether tablet, pulls up the same thing that we saw from the the Lamo, the Moldorm, whatever that boss name is.
Wormy guy. Big wormy guy. So I can see why Zelga wanted to go get those boots, though, because you come back to Thieves Town with these nice long hallways with boots there. It's considerably more fun to go through the dungeon at that point. And jmeasher gonna go ahead. He's just gonna take this mirror, gonna go get Cave 45 real fast since he's kind of orphaned that one. Make sure that he kind of just, you know, goes over things and doesn't just leave them for the end. Probably head to Bombo's, the Bombo's tablet after that before heading over towards the desert area.
That's blue rupee right there for jmeasher. Zelga going through this Thieves Town. So, at this point, what is on your mind? Bombo's tablet into desert for jmeasher, looks like.
And I kind of feel like Zelga's probably going to do the same thing in just a moment here. jmeasher's going to be really happy when he jumps and goes into Agina's cave, because he's going to go right now, man, I'm going to desert, I've got no fire source. Alright, I guess I'll just grab the one item out of the front. Then he's going to get a fire source. Oh wait, he has a lamp now. So never mind, he's fine.
Single arrow, a unique item.
Right, and...
Remember back when we had hints and those were called unique items?
Oh yeah, I remember the good old days. There was a unique item in Left Side Swamp.
And so therefore you chase Left Side Swamp to find that unique item. And the joy that was over your face when you found out that it was the single arrow.
Happy words were said. Everything was good.
There are words that are words that are not approved for SpeedGaming 3, mind
That's
you.
why. That's why we don't say those words. They're not the happy words.
Depends on the way you use them.
Yeah, well, true. That's fair. That's fair. Okay, so what was that? That was a map first thing out of here. So we're boots locked out of desert.
Yep, there's the big key.
All right, no problem here. And you're going to grab this big key. So that'll mean the small key will be in this this one big chest here real quick, or else the dungeon makes 0 sense.
We replaced your ambrosia with overworld glitches.
Or beatable logic, which is just the most fun.
You sound like you've played it a few times.
Beatable logic? Oh yeah, no, beatable logic is kind of fun just for those amazing situations where you go up to like floating island and you see the mirror sitting there and you're just like, how?
For sale, baby boots not found. I didn't even see that when jmeasher was on blind.
Well, Zelga not having any problem with blind. Just taking this out, no problem here. Punishing blind for his poor Hemingway quotes.
He's done that fight a few times, haven't he?
I mean, I kind of feel like these guys maybe have played this game a decent amount, because see, we're on Crystal 2. jmeasher going for his third here in just a moment. Not even gonna be a kind of a awkward fight. No real good way to speed this up here. You're not going to be one cycling with just a tempered sword, but
if he one cycles this with a tempered sword, then we're submitting this to the clip page.
I mean, he doesn't. Yeah, you can do it, but you need like a. You could if you had. No, I guess you can't do it with even with Samaria since you don't have. This is a land mode 1 and not land mode 2, but All right.
Oh, flippers on the sick
Flippers.
kid.
Zelga. I saw Zelga lose the bee.
Yes,
I'm
he
not
did.
happy. I'm not happy.
Well, he's getting a potion, and he's also turning in the mushroom.
I'm still not happy.
And he's probably going to go to swamp too.
Yeah, probably. I mean, it looks like desert right now is well, we're
Half
most of the way through.
magic.
No. Okay. Kind of the right chain over there. Ooh, and
Titans
mitts.
mids. Zelga actually going back to the dark world.
I mean, that's one of those nice things about mirror and flute. There is if you leave your portal right at number 3, you can get back there immediately.
And get rid of all these checks. And I actually think we're gonna see Zelga make the same routing-esque play, ending towards the Bombos tablet, but probably considering swamp.
Ooh, did not catch that. Could you see what that?
It looked like
medallion?
ether. It looked
that
like
ether?
ether.
Okay.
All right, so let's begin to ask the eternal question: what do we need for Go mode? Well, because we are still several items away.
Well, we're gonna need an ice rod, which is always lovely. We don't technically need a bow. I mean, okay, yes, technically we do need a bow.
You're right.
Yeah, but we don't necessarily need it. It's gonna depend on how well these guys can mimic clip. Now, I'm expecting a bow to show up somewhere regardless, but yeah.
How difficult is it to learn these tricks?
Hey. Oh man, it's honestly it really depends on the person. I kind of feel like there's a whole lot of different things because I can say just for myself,
Yeah.
mimic clip is not so bad for me.
How many times have you done it?
At this point, hundreds. But I mean, like, learning it was surprisingly easy for me. Just for me. Now, I can say that right now, because if you ask me to hover, I'm going to get about 1 pixel off of the platform and then fall. Yeah, I mean, I've heard that sound many times here. So, like, your results may vary. Now, I know I know for sure Zelga can mimic clip. Now, jmeasher, I'm not sure. Now, I don't know if you can, like, whether or not you can do it quickly is a whole nother story here. Because, like, if there's the bufferless version, which is something that you kind of can do, or there's the pause buffer strategy, which is slow. It's just slow. So, it's, yeah, we're gonna see that. I mean, we're getting way ahead of ourselves here. We've still got all of Swamp Palace. We've got all of Turtle Rock. We've got these multiple chest dungeons that we've yet to see. So, like, I don't want to start talking about mimic clip possibilities until we get a little bit closer to it being a reality. And we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna keep on trucking here through the left side of Swamp Palace over on Zelga's side. jmeasher making his way to the back of Skull Woods to take on Mothula and get his crystal number 4 already. Zelga's showing exactly why you should just try to learn shadow setups for your sprites right there, because I don't know how you do that with a Boo sprite there, because he's a cute little pink ball right now, and I mean
you get used to how small you have to actually move pixel wise. I think the more you try to do some of these tricks.
Yeah, it's not easy by any means, but jmeasher taking down Moth fairly easily there.
And so left side swamp yields us a compass, and also red, but not a red that we're looking for.
All right. Well, that is gonna be that, as jmeasher picks up his mushroom off of Moth, and gonna see what he's gonna do now. He went ahead last time that he came in through here. We're gonna get a ped check. Eh?
Ooh, hi Shovel.
Ice rod. Ice rod's the only thing that it could be, though, right?
Right.
Or a medallion.
Unless we have no idea of what we need into access for Turtle Rock, which...
Yeah, the medallion, right. That's... Oof. That's something you're probably just going to ignore.
Until it becomes something that you need to dig?
Yeah, I mean, if you get to that point, though, that means you've cleared everything else out, and you're kind of out of better options here. As we get our big key there in the sunken chests here.
So, can you dig it? Is what the text was up on the screen. So this could be a real fun ambrosia seed.
I think what's also with that, though, is right now jmeasher is the only one who knows that right now.
Yeah.
Zelga didn't have the mirror when he came through, so he's not gonna have any sort of idea that the shovel is sitting there. But alright, so we're into this here, going for the one cycle on Argus. Okay, getting quite a few of them. It's gonna end up just one cycling it, not getting the zero cycle, but getting awfully close. So it's a good fight, though.
It's amazing to see the skills that our runners... There's Arcane and Samaria. It's amazing to see the skills that our runners can showcase in these seeds. Like, these runners, if you pointed out before, have put in a lot of hours of work into this game.
The game's fun. I mean, you know what I mean. As frustrating as the game is, and as like rage-inducing as it can be at times, where
now you're speaking my language.
Yeah, where the game just decides, you know what, I'm gonna put this in the worst possible place that it can go for you, and nothing.
And we're gonna have your opponent find out the god route to get it. But yeah, you have fun. You do well.
I mean, yeah. So I mean, we keep coming back. I mean, that's the thing. We just keep coming back. Like, you'll see. I mean, Rick, how long have you been playing this game at this point?
5 years.
I hit my 4-year racing anniversary about like 2 weeks ago. I had to check old SRL stats for that.
I was in the original tournament back in 2017. Yes, I got 0 and 4 in my group, 0 and 5 in my group, but it was an experience.
Yeah, I mean, at some point, last locating just becomes a way of life. You get used to it, and yes, Will, I saw that. Thank you very much, sir.
9 years of last locationing.
That's a lot of experience sitting here talking about this game right now.
Yes. So we've seen it all. We've been yelling at clouds.
What did I do?
Everything.
Oh, okay, fair enough.
What didn't you do in that last Cross Keys tournament?
Karowski's tournament. Oh man, that's a good question. Beat Alizon. That's what I didn't do.
Yes, I know.
Oh well, tried. Anyway, but moving on here. So we're checking each other's stuff there. We got both runners there. Zelga's making his way to his mitts, and jmeasher. Was there anything else in Swamp? I forget.
Well, there was that cane of Samaria that the Argus is going to be dropping.
Right, that cane. So, all right. So let's look around then. Let's see what we've got here, and probably decide that I think Ice Palace is where we're going to be heading next.
Yeah, that might be the best place.
I mean, part of me was thinking you want to just go Turtle Rock immediately and go pull that ice rod off of a laser bridge, but I mean, I don't know.
Wait, you're right. We could do that.
We are very close right now, and I mean that would be. Honestly, that would be madness at this point to go to Turtle Rock first over going to Ice Palace, especially with Icebreaker. I mean, you got Icebreaker, you just go do Ice Palace. It legitimately will never get any faster.
It's amazing what we haven't checked in this seed.
It's been a fast one. I mean, like we've been talking a whole lot of nonsense, and and
I think
season's almost over.
I think we've been 60-40 on the nonsense department.
I think that's fair. I think that's more than fair. But yeah. So I think both of these guys are going to end up with their items here at roughly the same time.
Yeah. Zelga's going to get the mitts off the Lambo here. jmeasher's about to get the cane of Samaria. And while we are waiting for the last of these checks that we have yet to see, big shout-outs to the person that's been listening to us banter throughout the last 45 minutes, the one and wonderful Clear Mouse.
All right, mitts for Zelga, jmeasher.
The mitts for Zelga.
A little bit slower here, but and ooh, okay, got a weird little bounce there off of Argus there, but that's going to be his big old cane of Samaria.
All right, Zelga is going to be floating, and if this is an 8, I'll be surprised.
All right, in we go. We're gonna get to figure out exactly what these Ice Palace music is in just a second. For those of you, I was just gonna say for kind of a newer development to SpeedGaming here, especially for this tournament, we've been got some MSUs approved here. So I think what is this? What was this one called? It was a Ghost Trick. What's it called here? Ghost Trick Phantom Detective over on, I think that's what we're listening to over on Zelga's side.
It's actually jmeasher's side that we're listening to.
Oh, we're listening to jmeasher's? Oh, okay, sorry. I didn't know which one we were listening to right now.
jmeasher getting a bottle from the Hobo. And jmeasher's going to be giving us a dip into Ice Palace as well. Other cane.
How many items is that? Was that? Did we hit 2 already?
No, I think we're at 1.
We're still at 1 here? Alright, first one.
Yeah, small key was in the Pendigator chest. The big key was vanilla.
Got ya. And little rail clip there from Zelga there to make his way through that one thing. As there's our second item, and now we go directly to our friend and yours, Cold's there.
Ain't my friend.
I mean, he's not that bad. You got red mail. You got, what is that, 10 hearts?
He didn't send me a card for my birthday.
He's forgetful, you know. He's got 3 eyes, but they're all frozen in ice, so they can't move around. Calendar's behind him, bud. Sorry.
How am I supposed to answer that?
Look, you set me up. I don't know what you want me to do there.
Well, all I'm just saying is that you gave me the best answer, that the fact that I can't give you a follow-up. Zelga, Cold Stare, Tempered Sword, Puffs go away, Fire Rod, dead. Cotton Candy, anyone?
No Ice Rod there, so... Alright, Rick. Let the fun begin.
Yep, so if you're wondering why it looks like Zelga's got a little bit of an advantage, it's not really an advantage. Zelga has to go back up and finish off the Tower of Hera while jmeasher finishes off this dungeon. Once Zelga has dispatched Moldorb, then we will know who has the lead. Zelga pulls out the flute. We're going to flute to 1. Here we go. No, we're not going to flute to 1. Here we don't go.
Where are we going?
Oh my! The back of Sahashala?
I mean,
the spear 1 look?
To be fair, I mean, if Ice Rod's here, it's a big deal, because I know that neither of the runners, ooh, I'm going to steal that, have checked that. That was a nice little hammer dash there.
That was sweet. And see, the other thing is that Zelga has a Quake medallion.
I can't remember where the Quake medallion... Oh, he was in Bonk Rocks. That's right, the Quake medallion is in Bonk Rocks here. And Zelga's going to clean up a little bit of, like, extra checks right now. So we don't know what we need to get even into Turtle Rock yet. So we might not, you know, if it's Bombos, you know, then the merry-go-round goes round at that point.
Yeah, well, spinning wheel. Zelga heads over towards Checkerboard Cave next. This becomes quite entertaining as jmeasher gets ready to face off against Cold Stare. Does jmeasher do the same thing? Go up to the mountain? Or what? Who knows? Zelga finds the heart container there, says no. We already saw that from jmeasher earlier. Now we flute to 1. And that's the other thing. Zelga has a half magic that jmeasher's not gonna... We may not get.
Well, it didn't make any difference on that fight, because Cold Stare went down super quick.
Yeah, that was a fantastic use of the beam sword combined with the fire rod to get more magic out of it. As Zelga's going to be finishing up with the Tower of Hera. Check the Ether tablet as well, which we already saw. It's nothing.
And let's see here. So jmeasher, on the other hand, I'm kind of curious to see what he does here. Is he going to go down? Because we didn't see not pyramid, but waterfall fairy here a second ago. So
nope.
Not going there. We're mountaining it.
Yeah, both of these runners are going to be on the mountain right now, and jmeasher is going to have a little bit of an established lead. Well, if he doesn't get dead rocked.
Well, and until we see what Turtle Rock actually is there, because this slight lead that he's gonna have could go away very quickly.
If it's Ether, he can get in.
Yep.
If it's Quake, that turns the tide into Zelga's hands here.
And if it's Bombos, we throw our heads back and laugh.
I've already had a few good laughs this run here with you. I'd like to have one more.
Let's see what we can get here. All right, so there goes Moldorm. He's very, very exploding, and oh, that's an amazing place for a dead rock.
Oh, dead rocks, why?
Don't just let him walk away, and then you can go.
All right, here we go. It is Papos.
Okay. Well, strap in. This could be a while, or it could be like 2 seconds, because I mean it might just be under the mat.
Key underneath the doormat. And don't forget, jmeasher has the information about can you dig it?
Oh, that just opened it up another possible thing to be there. So Super Bunny does not have our bombos, and
Zelga now getting the bad news as well. All right, Hookshot Cave. 4 items wait. Then, where can it be now? Shield, not the answer. Butter Sword. Well, okay, but that's still not the answer. Nether Shield. Still not the answer.
Nope, we're gonna stay on the mountain for exactly one more thing, I believe, because we're gonna head over to Spike Cave, because you're here now, and if it's not here, you're gonna start looking in pendant dungeons.
Yay.
Yep, everybody's excited. You got pendant dungeons, you've got
And the scary thing here, Days Cloud, is that we have not seen the bow yet, which has not even put the pedestal in logic.
Yeah, you're not going to worry about pedestal at this point if you're Zelga in particular, because he doesn't know that there's a shovel on it, and he's thinking there's, what, 2 things that could be on it. Now, he needs to see a bow before he does it, and honestly, any informational advantage that jmeasher has is kind of limited here, because, I mean, you're going to clear out everything, because it can legitimately be everywhere, because that shovel doesn't give you any real help. It's just like, hey, it might be here. Is it? I don't know. You have to see.
Both of these runners now in the what do I do next open world available to us. A whole lot of options. jmeasher has chosen the path of what appears to be the Brett Smith chain. Zelga looks like we're going to be choosing the path of the Pyramid Fairy.
Alright, you're gonna have to stay with me here, but there is no right answer in this case.
No, there isn't.
I think what I would do is the first thing that we got in this seed was Ether. And that Ether opens up Mire. I might be tempted to go to Mire here.
Ew.
No, it's bad. No, I mean, none of the options are good. Mire sucks. It's slow. It's not a good time. But that might be in my head that's where where my progression is supposed to be.
You know what a good time is right now? Seeing Zelga swim with a bomb over to Hobo.
I mean, that's
the Spreadsmiths!
Oh, that's huge. That's huge. Because if Zelga ends up finding that bombos before he finds that ice rod there, Now we're gonna get a fake powder really quick here. Use your lamp there, I think, to take off the rest. Oh, or never mind. Alright. Gonna let you do it. Cool. And our fake powder today, which is almost something that is almost never worthwhile, is not worthwhile. Until
it's worthwhile, and then you hate yourself for it.
Yep. It's one of those things that, you know, like, doing it doesn't usually work, but that 1 or 2 times that it does can be a big deal.
There's bombs on the pyramid ledge, but not the bombos we're looking for. There's bombs, and still not what we're looking for. Game 1 of this round of 32. And Zelga playing a mode that he wished it wasn't. I don't know how jmeasher feels about this mode.
Yeah, no, I unfortunately don't have any idea either here, but right now, jmeasher, I mean, it's a limited advantage, but having that ice rod is definitely a big help, depending on where this bombos is. For Zelga, honestly, at this point, not knowing where, not having any idea where that bombos is, and not having any idea where the ice rod is, probably, honestly, this is a weird thing to say, but his best location for that bombos medallion is under the ground there at Shovel Spot. Because at that point, he will have gotten that ice rod.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, not on Bumper Cave either, so...
And not in Graveyard Ledge either, which is where jmeasher's about to head to.
Man,
and jmeasher's about to get the wrong medallion.
It's kind of interesting that neither of these guys are wanting to push anything into a dungeon right now. And I mean, that's kind of an Ambrosia thing, right? Like, one of your items is locked on the bosses. So you go to Mire, you're going to have to find one item, and then you got to go kill Vitreous. You can't even clear two of the items in, one of the items in Eastern and in Pod right now. So, like, all of the dungeons are slightly less, valuable than they typically would be.
All right, here is the catfish check for Zelga. Catfish bombs, not bombos.
All right, we're gonna go into the. We're just gonna check the entire fish sort of ecosystem area here, as it looks like our waterfall cave has got a giant shield that's gonna cover our amazing Boo Sprite, but. Yeah. On to Zora.
And on the Zora ledge, we find some arrows. Yay.
Yeah, some number of arrows, probably 10, but we don't actually care anymore.
And for 500 rupees... still more stuff we don't need. Alright, where's our next stop here, Zelga? As we start at home, we got the flute out. Zelga not getting a bomb, which we didn't really need at that point anyways. And now we go into the Palace of Darkness in Eastern. jmeasher doing the mirror bonk to get the half magic quicker.
So Zelga has a potion, so he will be able to get into to sequence break the right side of Pod here without having to do any like additional like difficult tricks. jmeasher gonna take the portal down here, eh? Or swim around. Okay. Not sure if that was... Where are we going? Did we...
He accidentally fell.
Yeah, no, I think he was like, wait, I want to go to... I want to go check Zora as well here. And he walked away before he remembered... Oh, yeah, right.
I think he dashed up too far and jumped in the water.
Is that what happened? Oh.
Yeah, that's what chat's telling us.
Okay. Got it there. Yeah, I took my eye off of it for a second. I saw him swimming back. I thought he had already gotten up there.
And here's the map for the Palace of Darkness.
Alright. Pod is not bow-locked. We're gonna have to find one more. We're gonna have to find at least 4 keys up in front here before we can move to the back, and well, we'll find out. As jmeasher is gonna look at his 10 arrows and say no, thank you here, and Zelga's gonna go ahead and unlock this camera here with that bottle and walk to the right, and all of a sudden the mimics are going to be off the screen and the game's going to get really confused and open a door for you. Legitimately the easiest trick in the game, I think.
Now, completion of this dungeon is bow blocked by 2 ways.
Yeah.
That also means that the big chest cannot have... Well, the big chest could have bow. Nice door extension.
I love that. I love that little Samaria clip through. Oh, that's just so much fun to do, and it's unbelievably easy. All right, to the big chest.
Bug catching net.
You can kill Trinex with that, right? You just catch him in the bug catching net. I mean, that's the way it works, right? No? Okay.
Magic cape, which is useless. Well,
yeah,
it's a good safety to have, but it's not needed for logical reasons.
I mean, at this point with the butter sword and red mail here, a magic cape is just kind of like, all right, whatever. This is useful, I suppose. And the basement, we got a compass and the Bombos medallion. That's gonna be the end for Zelga there, because he's
going up. He's going to check to see if the ice rod is in Turtle Rock. He's going to find out it's not there. Now, does he leave his portal behind?
Even leaving his portal
jmeasher's
behind,
probably
right,
going to
that
be...
won't help him. It's on Smith's.
True, yeah.
Yeah, that was the, unfortunately, like the worst case scenario for Zelga right there. Is he finds the bombos, jmeasher finds the ice rod first. So even though he gets to get into Turtle Rock first, that's not gonna help him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's true. There is a way to save your portal with Smith. Now that they think about it, because wait, can you? You take an overworld death with the Smith? Does he stay with you into the light world? I honestly don't know that.
Death warp.
Yeah.
They're saying yes to the death warp. Also, possible Houlihan. But guess where jmeasher's going?
Well, yeah, he's gonna go get his Bombos medallion, and then he's going to be in go mode with all of the items he needs, and that would probably gonna take care of it there for jmeasher. Though, gonna check out Saha right now. It would feel really bad for him if it was here. Luckily, it's not.
Alright, so as Zelga makes the way through here, Turtle Rock has 5 items. 1 will be guaranteed to be on Trinex, so if he finds 4, he'll know that the ice rod is not here.
Maybe that saves him 1 chest opening on Laser Bridge. Maybe 2. Yeah, maybe. Well, there was 1.
And so jmeasher going through the Palace of Darkness. Here we go. Chat asking, what if the GT key is locked behind Armos? Both of these runners are very, very efficient at killing the Armos without a bow in their arsenal, since sometimes you're asked to actually do it in modes such as cross keys.
Yeah, basically what they're gonna do is they're gonna use this really effective method called mashing the B button, and then everything dies. I suggest everyone tries it at least once there. It's a lot of fun.
I tried on Vitreous a lot with a magic cape and tempered sword.
Oh, that's a good time. That's a good time. That honestly, silver arrows, obviously, that's the way you want to go usually with Vitreous, but like for pure stress relief, magic cape on Vidi, yeah.
How about Master Sword? usually, I guess for me nowadays, it's the Master Sword plus Cape on video, that format, but...
I mean, either way. I mean,
yeah.
Master Swords, you get a little bit more time to press the button, but I mean, yeah, it's still just fine. That bunny sprite.
Yeah, the boo block.
That's fantastic right there. That's fantastic. And of course, there's your map, because the map always tends to show up early in Turtle Rock, because I don't know why. It feels like it does.
Because you're looking for items inside of this Turtle Rock, and now that guarantees that there has to be at least one item on Laser Bridge.
Yep. So, Zelga's going to continue on down there. Now, I mean, it looks rough for him, but... so you remember how, Rick, how we were talking about mimic clips and everything like that? We're really close to it actually being a thing. Because I haven't seen a bow yet in Turtle Rock. And
they're probably in GT.
Probably, but is it going to be before the big key or after the big key?
Before the big key would be nice, but we're going to get it after the big key. Big key's going to be in 3.
Your big key's going to be in 3? You're calling it? Okay.
I'm calling my shot now.
Yeah, no, I mean, I respect that. Yeah, you're gonna shoot your shot and you're gonna do it early there. I mean, nice.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Big key in 3. So go ahead and then. How comfortable are you with your mimic clip there? If you're like super comfortable, do you just go for it, or are you gonna go check, say, Stalfos room, or are you gonna push to Rando room if you're thinking about it?
Well, I myself am gonna search all of GT because I am not good with mimic clipping at all. I have not pulled it off, period. So that's just me.
Yeah, it's like. I can't do the pause buffer. Like, I actually have to do the unbuffered version, because pause buffer for some reason and me just does not work. There are some good videos out there. There's some good material there, but I mean, I'm gonna say it is kind of just dependent on the person. Like, some people have a much easier time with it than others. Okay, so there's a small key for Zelga. 20 rupees. And have we been counting? Alright, well, we're going to open up everything.
And no bow here, no bow anywhere. And Zelga's gone. Alright. Zelga needs to get to the breadsmith before jmeasher makes it all the way through this dungeon. And we'll see what winds up happening next.
I kind of feel like Zelga's going to Eastern. Or Meyer.
Oh. He does not trust the breadsmith chain at all.
I mean, it's like the one thing that you're going to last location it at this point, I think. I mean, like, it's not a whole lot you can do. You're coming to Meyer. If you pull out your ice rod out of here, you can just mirror out, go have one of these murderdactyls take you out, and then you can save your portal. You go to the smith chain. There's a whole bunch of extra steps there, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So, it's rough.
Yeah, because we know what the answer is, but as the runner, they don't. And every check you're looking at this point is not the answer, but we know it is.
I mean, that's the thing. It's just like for Zelga, none of this is wrong. It's just not the.
It's not right.
It is. Yeah, I mean,
it's not wrong. It's just not right.
Yeah, and there's nothing you can do. It's just this is literally rando being rando. Your opponent chose this option.
Mm-hmm.
jmeasher went and did the smith chain first there, and he's got a massive advantage at the moment here because he's going to be in GT probably within the next 4 minutes.
Oh yeah, And you really, really also have to take into account there could be a little bit of, okay, I know he's done the breadsmith chain. He's likely done the breadsmith chain, so I'm not going to do that immediately, because if that's there, then GG.
Metagaming. Metagaming is the worst. It's just the worst, because you're trying to read actions of an opponent that you can't see, so you're assuming things about them that...
Yeah, you're assuming it based on their previous races.
And yeah, that's just so hard to do, because you don't know if you're right.
Yeah. I've seen races decided because of metagaming. I've seen races where the person's won the race because of metagaming, but I've also seen races where they've lost because of metagaming. So jmeasher skipped the big chest. He's also skipped the big key chest. He's missing that key, but he'll get the laser bridge one for sure. And he'll probably get it in order 1. jmeasher probably, I think, would check the remaining 3 as a safety play.
Yeah, I mean, definitely having a bow to go through mimics 1 and 2 is desirable, for sure. Like you, without a bow there, mimic clipping, even if you can do it, is not overly fast.
Yep,
so,
here he is checking those.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Oh yeah.
All right, Zelga continuing to work his way through Mire, which is just low.
Yeah, and he got the big key in the cutscene chest. So that means we've got to find 3 small keys on the path.
And we have definitely found every single one of them, because we haven't found an item yet, because we're not on our way to Vitreous. We are...
Well, you almost have the feel that this is going to be an item here. Yep, there it is.
And... On to Trinex here on jmeasher's side. Gonna go for the 0 cycle. Gonna dash up behind him. Misses the fire rod shot here, so he's gonna get one of the main head's strikes here, but still gonna be fast.
Yeah, these runners have been piecing together some really good execution, some good fast strats. And unless we find a bow somewhere, jmeasher's gonna have to pull one more off for us.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see exactly what happens here in just a second with this.
All right, that's crystal number 7 for jmeasher. And with that, it's time for the chat to do their usual thing. We're going to be putting some numbers in the chat. And we have already heard what my answer is going to be, but what's your answer going to be? Pick a number between 1 and 22. Tell us where you think the big key is going to be. And Days Cloud, I think I need to call for your answer now.
I'm trying to decide what I want here. I'm gonna go with. Man, I think I want it up front early. I want the runners to make a decision, so I'm gonna go with 4.
Yeah.
I want the decision there. I want them to really have to go. Do I continue looking for the bow, or do I just go? Like, what do I do here?
And Zelga gets nothing out of this. All right, here we go, jmeasher. Into Ganon's Tower, chest number 1. Is this a true hope? No, it's not.
Not going to the right side either. That's a play that I don't usually see with a small key there. All right, Zelga, gonna let this.
3.
God, man, Rick, really seriously, bud. Like, how are you doing this today?
Magic.
Apparently, wow. All right, so Zelga taking the overworld death there just to try to save his portal. jmeasher gonna go ahead. He's gonna at least check Stalfo's room off of 3 here. See if he can find a bow, because, I mean, like I said, we don't know. Unfortunately, I don't know how good his mimic clip is, but it looks like we're gonna see it, because we're headed up the tower right now without a bow.
All right, here we go. Zelga heading into Eastern to give us a little bit more information about this seed. And now jmeasher gets ready. Mimic clip number 1.
Okay, so I think he's gonna go for the he's gonna clip the bottom mimic there into that block, which is the faster method. I believe I actually don't do it this way myself. So he's gonna try to get it into this block here. Now, the other thing with doing this is it's one thing to be able to mimic clip. It's a completely different thing to do it under pressure like this.
Yeah, because you don't know where your opponent is.
Yeah, and you have to wonder if at some point jmeasher, if this goes poorly, does jmeasher decide that, you know what, I'm gonna just go search the basement really quick? Okay, because he's lost it there twice, and yeah, that's a mirror. He's gonna go search the basement.
Wow.
So I mean, he doesn't know that Zelga has just completely missed the ice rod. I don't know if he's how he's feeling right now. I mean,
You're feeling
imagine,
tense.
yeah, I imagine this is just panic. Honestly.
Yeah. This is strong panic at this point in time.
I mean, it's 119 in, so it's not like, oh my god, it's a vanilla ball. It might not be in GT, Rick. We've got a few places left open. That might... I mean, that's a window for Zelga. Like, if the other bow is, like, say, on Armos or on, Helmasaur.
Or even it could be underground.
Yeah, if it's underground as well, then, I mean, we've got a thing here. That was an interesting bomb throw. But... Alright, but I mean, if this bow is in GT, then jmeasher is okay. If it's not, then...
There it is!
Never mind, there it is. Alright, so that was in Rando room. He's gonna get it. He is completely okay now. Probably doesn't feel that way, but he is completely okay.
And with that, 1 hour, 20 minutes, and 25 seconds, jmeasher is in go mode.
Like, thinking about his bottles, he's got a blue potion, I believe. I think there's a B as well. The B's probably not something he'll use, but the blue potion there should keep him from too much harm.
So this race changed tides really, really fast from one direction to the other. And we do want to remind you that tomorrow, these two runners get to do it all over again.
Alright, now Zelga picks up his pendant there, and I mean, I think he's probably gonna make the play for. Are we making the play for Ped here?
I take it back. It's not tomorrow. It's gonna be coming up here on Thursday. Yeah, Thursday. I have box control this week. Anyway, Thursday is when game number 2 is going to be between these two runners at 6:10 p.m. Eastern, channel to be decided, so stay tuned for that match. Alright, jmeasher against Lamo 2. It's going to be a 2-cycle. No worries.
Yeah, no problem there. Clean enough. Alright, I was about to say, I was like, hey, he's really not gonna pick up that heart.
No,
I mean, 2 hearts is... Oh, sorry, go ahead, bud.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just saying, 2 hearts is a little scary going up here. Just
yeah,
in case
you're right.
You get 1.0'd into that pit.
The good news here, if you are cheering Zelga on, game 2 cannot be Ambrosia. I think that's good news at this point in time for Zelga, who's made it known. I don't think he really cares for Ambrosia at this point in time.
Yeah, I will say this. I mean, knowing this, I've enjoyed the way that this tournament has been structured there with the different modes and stuff. It's a little bit more difficult, not being able to just like practice, one mode hard and stuff like that. But I really kind of like that more. That it's just here's what you're gonna get.
Yeah,
here's what you're gonna get. Deal with it.
And that was the whole idea about this, is to see how the runners adapt to the situations that they are dealt. That is why you only find out about your mode 5 minutes in advance. It's not like the way it was back in the fall 2018 tournament, where you were told what mode you were playing at the time of submission. So that way you had the time between submission and the actual time of the race to practice up for it. Here, hey, well, you know that these are the 5 possible modes that you're going to play. Now you can go practice up, but we're not going to tell you what mode you're going to play until it's time for you to sit down and ready up.
Yeah, well, yeah, and it's been a lot of fun. I mean, I'm just thinking about back even to last year where it was standard hard.
Yeah.
Every single seed.
and we're not going to be getting rid of the single mode type of tournament. We're definitely going to be trying to mix it up as we move through different kind of tournaments here. But we do know that there are some runners who are only able to play one particular mode, or they want to play one particular mode, but they can't play in something like, for instance, SpeedGaming Live, because, they might not be able to travel to Herndon, Virginia. They might be having other reasons why they can't play along, so we're being mindful of that too. But we are not dumping the multi-mode tournaments either, so yeah. Zelga's going to get some bad news here in about a minute. If we can stick around for just a moment, jmeasher's got a date with some bacon.
Yep. So we're going to be silverless here. So I mean, a little bit more difficult than doing it with the doing it with silvers here. But gold sword, I mean, I think jmeasher might have been okay here. As Zelga's going to get the fun thing here.
Yeah, and this is a fetch quest. And you hate yourself when you pick up the shovel. Anyways, for those of you who are still looking for more Randomizer, don't forget there is one more race that is going on right now as we speak. The Game 3 between Andy and Vex Topher. That's going on right now as we speak on SpeedGaming 2. Now back to the matter at hand. As we reach stage number 4, jmeasher finds out the other arrows are in Eastern Palace, and it's now 12 spins to win. There's 1. And 2. Waits for the torch to go out because he knows he's not going to get 3. Down to the bottom right corner, that's the 3rd. And now up here to the top right for 4. And going to get 5 4. The thing goes away. Now to the top left for 6. Halfway done to 7. And to 8. And Zelga's going to find out about this ice red just as jmeasher finishes. And I think we're 2 more spins away from the win. Nope, 1 more. That's it. jmeasher wins. Get your GGs in chat as jmeasher takes a 1-0 series lead in this second round match between zelgadissan and jmeasher.
Yeah, definitely get your GGs in there, as Zelga has seen the message here and is very quickly decided, yeah, no, I don't want no more of this. I don't want any more of this. I've cleared too many things today, as completely understandable. Ice rod hunts, not the most fun thing in the world.
Yep, as we welcome in our 2 runners for this match, jmeasher, first of all, the winner, GGs.
Yeah, GG's Zelga.
Yo, GG's.
So obviously, as we know, this came down to a matter of who found what item first. So I guess I do need to ask jmeasher, what was the thought process between going with the breadsmith chain?
So basically, I had been putting off the Eastern and pod plays for the longest time, uh, mainly because I didn't have that bow, which hilariously enough wasn't the second one wasn't, or excuse me, the first one was in Eastern Palace. Um,
Well, it
so
could have been. Who knows which one it could have been?
right,
It
yeah,
was the first one. Never mind. It
you
was the
know,
first one logically placed.
yeah, logically, and I'd put it off for so long that I kind of just decided that if something's there, then I'm just gonna have to last locate it because um, you know there's a decent chance that Zelga went there early, and if it is there, then I'm probably screwed anyways. So yeah, I just decided to double down on doing all of my overworld checks, and yeah, this time it worked out for me with that ice rod being there and Bombos being my go mode, so I didn't end up getting tricked into dipping pod. Or not pod, sorry, TR.
This race was kind of close until the post Dark Death Mountain play. So I think that's kind of where the things changed the tide. It was interesting seeing you both doing the different things. Like, for instance, we saw Zelga inside of Swamp Palace at one point in time, and jmeasher was in the fight against the Lamos, I believe it was. Did the mode change the way you decided how to play the seed out?
I think for me, the only thing it really changed was it got me to go to the mountain really early and try to see if I get lucky with those boots. Of course, turns out they're just sitting right there outside of your reach, at least for the moment. The only other thing it really does is that you really have to be on the ball about counting your items within the dungeons, where in the other modes you can maybe flip your brain off a little bit as far as that's concerned. But you just got to be keeping track of that so that you're not doing extra checks you don't have to do. And every second counts, against a runner of Zelga's caliber. Like, you really got to be on the ball about that kind of stuff. So.
And I do want to.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was just gonna say, as far as like macro routing, not really. I wouldn't say. Like I said, aside from going Death Mountain early.
And I do want to turn to Zelga and ask if any of the plays that you made after the Dark Death Mountain, did you think or make the plays based on this is plays that jmeasher may not have done just yet?
Not really. Mainly, I was just focused on trying to clean up as much stuff as I could, and so I could make a reasonable decision about where I wanted to head. And I did a giant overworld loop after finding out I needed Bombos, and I got nothing. And then it came down to, do I do pendants or do I do the smith chain? And I just cleared a whole bunch of overworld for nothing, and I chose to do pendants. So, I mean, I don't necessarily feel bad about the decision. It's just unfortunate how it went in my case, obviously.
It was unfortunate in the sense that you found the items in the wrong sequence. You found the ice rod after, well, you didn't find the ice rod, but you found the bombos first before you found the ice rod.
Yeah, I mean, and it was even like the very last check I was doing in pod too, so it was like a full clear wasted pod for the most part. But yeah, I mean, that's how it goes sometimes. No race in the history of Rando has ever been decided by ice rod hunts, so at least we broke new ground, and can look forward for game 2 to do the same completely new things.
And no race in the history of the Randomizer tournament has ever put the flute scoop on the pedestal.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm gonna blind pull, at least it was a interesting blind pull. Because that was another thing, is that I actually was really happy to find the fire rod until I realized that it actually really screwed me. It meant I was later to Mirror, which meant I was later to Boots. It meant I didn't have the book when I went to Skullwoods. So, like, it was good, and then it turned really bad. I was just kind of like micro thoughts about the routing.
I will say, actually, going back to that, I did see the pedestal right after I did Skull Woods, and that actually pushed me away from doing any pendants, because I felt like once you see that, if you do end up diving these pendants and you don't find what you need, you're kind of guaranteed to have to try to go for that shovel on the pedestal. So that maybe pushed me away a little bit, and maybe want to do pendants very last, but yeah.
Game 2 coming up here on Thursday night, 6:10 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to start with jmeasher. What mode would you like to see the bot pick?
Well, I know which one it's likely to pick, or at least it should be likely to pick, which is inverted keys, which is what I've been practicing leading into this one. But as far as what I'd like to see, I think either inverted keys or MC boss, I think.
What about you?
I've had the most fun with this tournament.
What about you, Zelga?
Probably just normal keys, but I don't think that's most likely to happen. Because I know that was my most recent game, so it's kind of weighted against it. But I mean, I've played all these modes now, so whatever happens, and I'll just deal with it when it comes up.
Well, we know you're not getting Ambrosia for game number 2, since you've had that now, and that takes care of all 4 possible cards that was in the deck for that, so don't have to worry about that for game number 2. So good luck to both of you. I do want to compliment both of you on some great execution, some great strats that you both pulled off. Now, I do want to turn one more time to jmeasher. When you were trying to do the mimic clip and you had to mirror, how nervous were you going through those chests about the potential of Zelga coming up right behind you and winning?
I was dying. I was like, this is going to be the dumbest way to lose this race, is because I locked up in the moment and forgot how to do mimic clip in GT. Just killing it. And the thing was, I was like, there has to be a bow in here. Like, the only thing I had left were basically the pendant dungeons and like mimic cave. Like, literally cleared everything else out in this seed. So it's like, there has to be a bow in here. This is stupid. Why am I doing this? Just mirror and go try to find a bow. But yes, it was so stressful. About as stressful as you can be with as big an apparent lead as I had.
How happy were you to find that bow in Rando room?
It was bittersweet, because I was like, if we enter the tower like neck and neck, then I've lost this race, because I've forgotten how to mimic clip. But I mean, I was glad to find it as relatively early as I did in Rando room. I'm glad I didn't have to go do a bowless Ice Armos. But yeah, it's just one of those things, like, because you never know where your opponent is. Even as well as I felt the seed had gone for me, it was still very stressful.
The terms of the seed pretty much can come down to that dang ice rod. GG's to both of you. Good luck in game number 2. Some great execution you both showcased here in game 1. And for those of you still watching, be sure to give these 2 runners a follow. They're wonderful people here in this community.
And I'll just say thank you guys for commentating. Thank you to the tracker, restreamers, everybody for putting this on. It's very much appreciated.
Days Club, got anything?
No, I mean, honestly, it was a ton of fun. I mean, you nailed it on the head there, Rick. I mean, this was a ton of fun to be a part of, and yeah, GG's to both of the runners, and especially, hopefully game 2 doesn't come down to an ice rod hunt, but we'll see how it goes.
Yep, we'll see how that goes. Once again, that is going on at 6:10 on Thursday. Channel to be determined. But we're going to wrap things up here, and then we'll probably send you over to Vextofer versus Andy. That game 3, winner moves on, loser they're done. That's going on right now over on SpeedGaming 2 with Leoria of Light and Radical Sniper on the call for that one. So big thanks to Clear Mouse for doing the button clicking for us here on this match. Special thanks to Days Cloud. I've been the old man that yells at a cloud. I'm Adam Ryder. Thank you for joining us. Have a good night.
I'm the cloud, apparently.